Oh, they've all gone away now. That's too bad. Oh, there's one there.
Let's bring everybody over here and see the alpacas. Happy weekend, everyone. Today we have Katie with her alpaca farm. A pretty interesting job, Katie, let me tell you. I don't know. Alpaca. Look how fluffy they are. Can I touch one of them?
You can try. They're a bit shy when they're... Once they're on their leash, you'll be able to pet them a lot.
Am I recording this? Look at those guys.
You want to feed one?
Yes, thank you.
That's cute. This is Cassidy.
That's Q? That's his name?
Q, yeah, short for Quiet Storm.
Oh my goodness.
And this one's called Cassidy. That one is Puck. This guy down here is, this black one is Briar.
Oh my gosh. And how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Seven.
6, 7, 7.
Yeah. So over there is Oberon and
I'm gonna guess that one
Heaven
is
and
the
Cartwright.
brown one. Oberon?
the brown one, the light brown one is Oberon.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's this guy's name?
That's Puck.
With the
So Puck and Oberon are named after characters from A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Oh,
Oberon is king of the fairies, and Puck is like his little mischievous sidekick.
that's funny.
About like other businesses on here, is that okay?
You can, yes.
Because I was going to say these glasses are made by friends of mine who are glass blowers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
And they're going to, so the actually autumn studio tour is coming up, not this coming weekend, but the next weekend. And so their hot shop is open for visitors. They do glass blowing demonstrations, and they've got actually 4 different artists on site at their studio, and it's really fun to visit there. And they have beautiful things to buy. Yeah.
I love these.
Oh, we should
What
go
is
meet
the-
them
yeah.
next year for art.
Yeah,
That's
these are
amazing. Do they sell the glasses?
Yeah, they sell them like at the studio tour mostly, but I mean you can buy them I guess probably online, or like they have them at the Metaphor Gallery in
yes.
Peterborough. Yeah.
They have all kinds of fun things there. So, yeah. Wow, glass blowed.
Glassblowing is very cool.
It's the coolest thing to watch.
Yeah.
We used to go to a place in Mexico. It's just mesmerizing.
It is. Yeah.
How they heat it. Strange thing to get into.
Yeah.
How did they get into?
They
Enjoyed it?
Yeah, they were artists like from the time they were like
Yeah.
out of high school.
Yeah.
Sue's mom was an artist, so she grew up in that world, and then I'm not sure. Yeah, they both studied it, and then like glass blowing, and then they've been doing it for many years. Yeah, Sue teaches at Halliburton. And,
We're surrounded by pretty interesting people.
Yeah,
The
for
more
sure.
the more interviews I do, the more
Yeah,
things I find out
yeah, for sure.
about people living around here.
Yeah.
It's such a fun thing to do.
And I think
enjoy
Peterborough has like a really great, like a pretty vibrant entrepreneur community and like arts community, and
The arts, when we did art month last
environmental
year, last month,
stuff too, and social justice. Like
there's
it's,
too many people. Yeah, too many people to interview. Who should I pick? I was glad we did the art crawl.
Oh, yeah,
Peterborough,
yeah.
So got 3 there. You start looking, the more they keep popping by.
yeah.
There's like a lot of farms have art stuff in their backyard. Going to Warsaw is a few. Yeah, I love it. I love it. So, how did you get into alpacas?
So I've been this is a family farm. So I actually moved here when I was in grade 4, and with my family, and lived here. We had my parents they're retired teachers, so they weren't moving here as farmers per se, but we did have some animals when I was growing up. I grew up riding horses. I had a pet goat, so I learned some stuff about animals then. And then I moved away when I was 18. I went to Toronto, and
To Toronto, the big city.
ended up going to U of T, and then about after my daughter was born, so she's 13. I knew that I didn't want to go back to, like, I didn't want to go back after my mat leave to my job. I wanted to do something like, and a friend of mine this is the long version of the story.
That's okay. I like the long version. That's what we're here for.
A friend of mine
We have
was,
poutine. We have a few
perfect
hours
wine,
to do this.
poutine.
There's no rush.
Yeah, so she was interning at like a big CSA farm, big market garden farm, and I thought, well, maybe I could do that. Like maybe I could grow vegetables for people. So I started like a market garden actually right over here, and had a big, like, turned up a bunch of land and advertised, and had about 20 families in my CSA. So that's where, like, people buy like a share in your garden at the start of the year, and then they come once a week and pick up their basket of food. So, and then I also went to the Lakefield Farmers Market with vegetables and duck eggs.
That's such a smart idea for people that don't have a garden.
Yeah.
Or that don't know how to garden.
Yeah, or that just want, that
Somebody
maybe
else to
a
do
lot
it.
of people do have, like, some plants, but then they just want more variety, or, so yeah, I did that, and I got some animals at the same time. I got some sheep, I had pigs for a while, I had geese, I had, like, all different things. Just because I thought it would be fun when families came to the farm to pick up their vegetables. Then if there were animals, it would give them something to see. So I started sheep farming. I bought some sheep called Shropshires, which are a rare heritage breed of sheep, and started raising them. And then, so then after my son was born, which he's 7, I stopped doing the market gardening. It was too much work.
Have children, it gets you
2
creative.
kids. And so then I moved here about 6 years ago, and I had been also homeschooling my daughter. So that became, as she got older, that became like a more full-time thing. And plus looking after my son and doing some farming and doing a little bit of, I work for a not-for-profit organization called Farms at Work as well. So then when my daughter decided she wanted to go to school, I thought, oh, okay, I guess I better get a job. But my ideal job is, like, being outside, working physically, like, I like, and being with people, and also, like, being with animals and plants. And so I was trying to come up with an idea of a farm-based business that I could do, because this farm is really big. It's a beautiful resource.
And you're up in the hills, so you have a very nice view.
So I just thought, so I was trying to think of something, and so a friend of mine told me about a business called Sylvan Alpacas. They're west of Toronto, and about how they do the walks with them, and that they're always fully booked, that people love it. And this is pre-COVID. That it was like it was a really popular thing. She's like, you should do it, like, and so I started researching it, and
do they do this too?
Pardon?
Do they do this too?
No, I don't know if that's, I don't know. That is a
pretty
local
cool
potter, but
little
I can't,
thing.
I know I love black pottery. So I started looking into it, like, well, how much does an alpaca cost, and, like, how much would insurance be, and I saw that, it was for a relatively small investment, mostly just in buying alpacas, and I could,
and keeping them
do it.
alive. What do they eat?
They eat, so they are browsers, which means that they eat, like, not just grass, but they eat, like, bushes, shrubs, trees, weeds, like, they eat everything. Now they have their preferences, like, if we take them out for a walk, you'll see, like, they love dandelion greens, they like clover, they like alfalfa, so, like, broadleaf plants, but they eat grass.
So
and
healthy.
Then they eat the hay, like, they're eating hay right here beside us, but, so, yeah, I cut, and I have hay fields here, so that's what they eat in the winter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Plus they get some of these, like, alpaca treats that we were feeding them, plus they get, feed them some shredded beet pulp, which is like a dried, it's dried stuff, and then you rehydrate it. It has a bit of molasses mixed in. It kind of gives them some more, like, fiber and I feed that to them in the winter more than the summer. So.
Do you make that?
No, I buy it. You buy, like, a really big bag of it, and then I just, like, rehydrate it in the house. I actually do it with hot water, and then it's kind of like their porridge in the morning. I bring it out to them, and it's kind of
nice. Wow, they are spoiled alpacas. Good for you. And now your 2 kids go to school.
Yeah, they do now. Yeah.
And now you have this business,
Yeah.
and it's going great. I imagine,
Oh yeah,
'cause
it is.
It was hard to book.
I know. And this morning I put my October calendar online at 8 a.m. So the 10th of the month before, I post my new calendars.
Okay.
And I think it booked this time in 2 hours.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So every spot
That's amazing.
taken, and, like, depending on the month, like, in the summer I was doing a few more. October I'm actually going to take a week off, so I'm
Oh, nice. I think you're allowed to.
yeah.
Perfect.
So there were a little fewer for that month,
Yeah.
but yeah.
That is such a good idea. Wow.
The other great thing that I got to do was I got to do the Starter Company Plus program, which is offered by Peterborough Economic Development.
Okay.
And so they offer this, you apply to it, and it's I think it was 8 weeks. So I did that winter of 2020, right before the pandemic hit. And then they take 12 new businesses, and you write a business plan on their template, and then they sort of evaluate your business plan. They help you write, they help you with all the different aspects. They get guest speakers in to talk about different aspects of running your own business. It was really excellent. So, and then you do a pitch it's supposed to be to a live panel of people, but because the pandemic hit right when we were supposed to do it, we actually ended up doing a video one. So then they give 6 of the 12 businesses $5,000 as a grant. So
that's super
it's so you get like a good business plan and a lot of support, and then also because of the nature of my business, I got a lot of support through Peterborough Tourism
right.
Of course.
through that. Yeah.
That is the
Yeah.
perfect plan. Wow. So many great tips you're giving us right now. Need to start bringing paper and pen, taking notes
Jotting
and
it
all
all
the
down.
things. Yes. The book is a great idea, and then the business eventually my business will have to start making money. We'll have to start finding a way of revenue, but that's good. Making it a pitch.
Hmm.
Wow. So, do you see random question? When
Yeah.
people come in,
Yes.
do they come excited?
Yeah. Okay, so there's an airplane flying over, like
Wow.
really frequently. It's flying really low. It's a small airplane. I don't know why. So that's what we're looking at.
I think more of the reviews that you're getting, like how is this affecting people in their wellness journey? Or is it a part? Do you have regulars?
Well, I do. I have a couple people that have been more than once.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because when I was doing my research, like my market research,
Yeah.
one of the questions I asked of Sylvan Alpacas was like what percentage business is repeat business, and they said almost zero. That for
Right.
them, like people do it and they're like, okay, yeah, we walked with an alpaca, and then that's it.
Nice.
But I'm finding that people are like almost everybody that comes says
Comes back.
we're going to come back in the winter or we're going to come back in the fall. Like they want to come back in a different season. The kids always want to come
Of
back.
course, yes.
No, whether they do it, like I have had some people come back
Yeah.
like even 3 times so far,
Okay.
like 3 or 4 maybe. And with different groups of people too, or if they have family visiting, then they'll bring that family, or if they have, they'll come with a group of friends and then they'll come with their family. So
Yeah.
yeah, I am getting some.
The come
yeah.
back for
Yeah.
it. That's interesting.
Mhm.
Because they have the horses are therapeutic. So I'm wondering if alpacas would be similar.
I think so. Like,
Yeah.
I think anytime you're in nature with an animal,
Yes.
that it is like, or even just like spending time allowing yourself the space to just be somewhere and have an experience that's new is
Right.
therapeutic, right? Like it's pretty unusual. Like not too many people have been around an alpaca before, and so just like interacting with that animal, it takes like presence, right? Like
Yes. Yes.
I mean, for the most part, people aren't like on their phones, phoning or
Yeah.
texting or anything. They're pretty focused in the moment. So I think that is what's therapeutic is, yeah. And the animals
That's a
themselves
really good
are
point, yeah.
really calm and very gentle. And then also the property is really beautiful. So like just
Yeah.
going for the walk around the property, seeing all the like wildflowers and birds and butterflies, and it's pretty
Yeah. Yeah.
special.
That is true. Even the drive here, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I love driving this way. I drive here often. My
Oh,
mother-in-law
okay.
lives down here.
Oh, okay.
My friend lives down the road.
Oh, okay. Oh, really?
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. So I come here often, but I love the drive. I think those 10 minutes of you can't do anything
Yeah.
because you have to drive.
Yeah.
15 minutes. I think those are perfect in silence. I love driving. Definitely my favorite.
Are a lot of your guests like locals, or do they come from
Well,
the city?
Yeah, so at the start it was mostly locals, like for the first few months, and then before the long lock, I don't know what to call them anymore, like the lockdown that went from April to June. Before that, it was a lot mostly local people,
Right.
and then it seemed summer. There was a couple TikTok videos that people from Toronto did,
Oh,
and so and then also Narcity did like
oh, cool.
an article on
I was
all the
about to
places
ask.
in Ontario that you
Right.
can walk alpacas. So
That's neat.
so then it kind of got bigger in terms of, so
Right.
now I do like the
Right.
summer I've had a ton of Toronto, well, from everywhere, like people were here from Hamilton the other day,
Oh, wow.
and I've had
Hamilton.
people from Windsor.
Wow.
Like that's a long way to drive to walk an alpaca, but anyway.
There are no alpacas over there.
Yeah, I guess not, but I don't know. It's
You're all welcome to come. But it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
surprising.
Yeah, no, it is, and I try to like.
Do they only come for that, or maybe?
Well,
they were looking for
the people who came from Windsor, they were going to go to the lavender, I think, farm as well.
Yes.
And so I feel like people do well, and I always like try to promote like other businesses that are here,
Yeah.
like even like to say, oh, go to Lakefield and like get there's some nice shops and there's good food, and or if you want a bigger center, you can go to Peterborough. So I try to get people to stay, and I would
Yeah.
imagine that if they're coming that far, they're not just going to turn around and drive back.
I
So
hope
yeah.
not. No.
Yeah.
Go to some
Yeah.
nice restaurants.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
and people do. They want to go out and eat or whatever. So
Yeah. Yeah, Peterborough could be a really good place for tourism.
oh yeah, it is. Yeah,
It is.
definitely.
It is. I found the other farm I was telling you,
Farmville?
the Farm Hill. She does the wedding there.
Yeah, Jen.
And she has, Jen, she has some alpacas too, and they're huge. Have you been to the farm?
I want to go to one of their music.
Yes, we were
Nights,
there
yeah.
a couple of weeks ago for Melissa Payne.
Oh yeah, I was
Was up there.
thinking of going to that one.
Yes, so fun. Such a great idea.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Everybody was out, and they
Yeah.
she has
Yeah.
games. I hope I have an interview with her sometime.
Yeah, I know. I feel like she and I've like a couple points of intersection with her, but I've never met her. So
Oh yeah.
I'm hoping to meet her someday too.
No, it's just cool because then she also put like Airbnbs around
Yeah,
her.
yeah. I would like. I mean, that's something I kind of
That's
aspire to here.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I don't know what rules there are about that, but
Yeah.
I want to look into it and
It's
figure it out.
It's a good long-term plan, and I think a lot more people are looking for places to
Yeah.
go. In
and this area needs
Ontario.
more accommodation
Yeah.
as well. I think
Mhm.
there's not a lot.
Oh yeah. There's just that little hotel, no, the villa, the Villa Inn,
Yeah, village
Village.
Inn, yeah.
something with a V.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's I'd like to go there and see the music. I've gone a couple times to the Rolling Grape, and had a really
Good.
nice afternoon there. It's a vineyard that's on just by Baileyborough, by Rice Lake, and so they have a beautiful patio, and they grow grapes, make wine, have really nice food. They hosted the Peterborough Folk Fest this year, and
I heard of that.
I got
Yes,
to
I
go
did.
to see Whitehorse there, and it was really fun. Like, yes, live music, finally.
Finally, yes. Doesn't that make a difference?
Yeah.
Live music, I think, was one of the biggest. Like, it's still not back in Peterborough, I think, in downtown.
I think the Black Horse Pub is doing live music now.
Oh, good.
And I
don't
feel
know
like
how
there was
often.
Music Fest sort of happened. I'm not sure how, but I feel like there was some people like stayed in their cars or listened. I'm not sure.
In
Yeah,
the Memorial
Yeah.
Center.
yeah,
Yeah, but I think it was in the same. I heard you had to hear it in the radio
Oh,
of your car.
right.
So
Yeah,
that takes
little
away
different.
the life,
yeah.
the liveness of it.
I know. I think back to that
In your
like
car.
February before like February 2020, and
Oh, man.
I went to art crawl one night,
Yes.
and then the next night I went to
I was about to cancel on my friend that night
Oh.
for going to the crawl night.
oh yeah.
And we were so glad we did. We
Mhm.
didn't.
Mm.
We didn't cancel.
Yeah, and then the next night I went to a tribe called Red, and then like a couple weeks later it was like none of that. Hello, Dad. This is my dad.
Oh, nice. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Are you gonna want to do the inoculation?
I don't. Probably. I don't know. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go back down.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, so Puck the alpaca, he has a little bit of a hurt leg, and so I have to give him a needle. So I had said that maybe we would do it on
Right.
like just because I thought it would be, you know, some part of my
cool,
day
yeah.
and something.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's okay. We can just talk about it. Yeah. Well, I don't. I didn't bring it over. Like I don't. I'd have to go to the house and get like it's Medicam that he has, which is like a anti-inflammatory and painkiller, and so he's way better already. Like it's only been. I had the vet out 2 days ago, I think it was, and he was limping quite badly on one of his. And I don't know what happened. Like at 11:30, he came back from being out on a walk.
Yeah.
He was totally fine, and then I came back out at 12:30, and he was limping on one of his back legs. So I phoned the vet right away, and she came out that afternoon. Gave him 1 shot of Medicam. We couldn't feel, like, there's not swelling. There was no, like, obvious, like, heat or like, problem that she could feel. But their legs are so woolly, it's hard to feel them. But anyway,
that's
he's
strange.
already a lot better, but I have to give him a shot, like, it's a needle. So I have to give him, like, a needle of, but it takes 2 people, like, one person needs to hold him, kind of, and then one person gives him the needle. Yeah, so.
Yeah, maybe do that later.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Oh no. I have pretty bad experiences with needles.
Oh,
and,
okay.
like, just I was never a good child in a doctor. I think
Oh, okay.
anything that is doctor related
Mhm.
terrifies me.
Yeah, I have to give like, these guys, I haven't had to give them shots, really, like, for anything. They're very healthy. The sheep, I give them a vaccination once a year,
Okay.
like an 8 ways vaccination, so I'm used to giving animals. And then also, like, if I have sick sheep, then there's various different things I have to give them sometimes. So I'm kind of used to giving sheep needles.
Yes.
And so the alpacas are a bit different because they're bigger and they're harder to
Hold on your
immobilize,
own,
but
yeah. Could they not kick you like a donkey or a horse?
yeah, they do kick, but what I watched a YouTube video and I also talked to other alpaca farmers about how to do it, and the vet, of course. And then you just, if you stand on they have kind of like a hairless patch behind their elbow, so you aim for there, and this medication is subcutaneous, which means under the skin. So you just have to pinch the skin and then slide the needle in and then put the medicine in. But if you stand on the opposite side to the animal, so that when the animal moves away from the needle, they're moving into you, and then you can hold them, and then someone else kind of holds their head and their neck. So you're not really in a range where you can be
would get-
kicked.
Right.
Yeah. Also, alpaca kicks, in my experience, don't actually hurt that much.
Have they kicked you?
Only a couple times. I've owned them almost 2 years. Like, it'll be 2 years in December.
Was it like an accident, or did you do
They were just
something
kicking
that
out,
they-
and I was standing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was aimed at me necessarily, or like they weren't like, oh, let's kick her. It was just, and also, so alpacas, they have like 2-toed hooves, and on top it's like hard, like a nail, but on the bottom it's soft, like a dog's pad. So it kind of just feels, well, for me,
Oh.
it felt like being slapped really hard. And so it wasn't, like, it's kind of
Like,
like
it didn't
just
break you.
surprising.
Yeah.
I was like, because it happens really fast. So I was like, whoa, what just happened? And I'm like, oh, wait a second, he kicked me. And then that was it. It's like, not a big deal. But, I tell people when they come to walk, don't stand or walk right behind them, especially little
Yes.
kids, obviously. Just because, they, especially during fly season, like, they could just be kicking out at a fly. And so, yeah, that's one of the,
Never
when people
stand
come,
behind.
I just sort of told them some, like, safety things
I
to,
love them, yeah.
do and not do. And that's one of them, is not to stand right behind them.
Yes. Are they generally like really friendly animals? Like do
They're-
they come to people? Like, dogs. Some
Yeah,
dogs
they're
come
not like
and some
dogs.
don't.
They're a different type of, like, they definitely have their own thing
Yeah.
going on. Like, they are friendly. Like, they'll come over and they'll eat the treats and they'll,
Yes.
like, hang out. And then when they're on their halter and lead rope, you can pet them and, like, you can scratch the top of their heads, and most of them. Some of them don't like to have the tops of their heads touched. And they have different personalities. So some of them
Yeah.
are more shy than others. Like, there's ones that like to be walked a little, like, they walk a little further from you, and then there's others that'll walk, like, right beside
Okay,
you and,
so-
like, rub their head on you as you walk along.
So depending, it's
Yeah,
not a,
so they're
it's not a
different.
general thing.
But all mine, definitely, like, I selected them for, like, health, friendliness, cuteness.
Yeah.
Like, what I was looking for were ones that people could walk with, like, and so all my guys have very sweet personalities, and they are all like good at, they will walk along happily beside you, and yeah.
Where do you buy an alpaca?
So there's quite a few alpaca farms in this area, surprisingly. I bought them from 4 different farms, and all within, I would say, an hour and a half of here.
Oh.
2 of the farms, though, don't have alpaca. One of them, the first place I bought some from, they were selling their farm and all their alpacas and moving. So I got their last 2 boys. Another place, they were homesteading, and they couldn't keep the alpacas out of the burrs. So they were getting like covered in burrs all the time, and they just couldn't, as soon as that happens, like their fiber isn't, you know, you can't pick burrs out of alpaca fiber very easily. So they just gave up and sold, and so I got their last boy. But the other guys came, 2 of them came from Peterborough Alpacas, which is on Lily Lake Road.
Okay.
And they're a big fiber farm, so they have, yeah, beautiful, like they've got 70, I think. They've got a really nice store. They shear their animals, and then they have it made into yarn.
I think I've seen those ones. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
About an hour and something away.
Well, from here, it's probably only 20-25 minutes. Like, it's on Lily Lake Road, so it's just on the north end of Peterborough.
Yes.
And
What's
they
her
are,
na- do you know their name?
well, Donna and Kathy are
Well,
the 2 owners.
But the business that makes
Oh, so
the-
they have the Peterborough Alpacas, but it's kind of it's a partnership. So then they
okay.
also go by, like, I know they sell at the Modern Makers store,
Yes.
and I think their name that they use there is Uniquely Alpaca,
Yes.
is their brand. So, and then they, yeah, so they have a couple different names, but
That's excellent.
yeah, yeah, it's really amazing. So a couple of my guys came from there. Oh, hi. Hi, Cassidy. And then a couple came from a farm near Sterling, Oak Hills Alpacas.
Do you do anything with their fur?
So I have, actually, I was going to bring a bag over to show you guys, but I can go get it. I have sold some of it to hand spinners and weavers. If there's any hand spinners and weavers that want to buy some from me, they can contact me for sure. But I think I do have still a lot hanging around, and I should do something with it because it's beautiful and soft and like
it looks
amazing.
I just wanna go and
Yeah.
touch it.
Yeah. So I think what I'm gonna do is there's the Mariposa Woolen Mill in Lindsay, and they have an amazing facility there for processing fiber, like natural fiber. And so I think I'll take what I have over there and get it milled into yarn.
Yeah.
I only have 7 alpacas, and they're different colors. I don't really intend to have a retail aspect of my business. Like, I don't want to store. But what I might do is just get some spun into yarn and kind of have some, like a limited edition offering of it. And yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Well, people can knit, their own stuff out of it.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to knit it up.
You're not a knitter?
I am. I love it, but I just don't have time. I have a wool
You like
collection,
to do it
a
for
yarn
your own.
collection. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it for myself and my kids, but
Oh, good for you.
well, no, I mean not recently. I would like to, but I don't have.
Do you buy them as babies or like are they full grown?
So the youngest one,
Amelia's thinking of getting a baby.
Little baby.
you have to get 2.
Okay.
You can't keep alpacas by themselves.
Okay.
Are they social animals? Cute.
Does it have to be alpacas or do they get along with like any?
I think it needs to be
Animal?
alpacas.
Okay.
Yeah. They're herd animals.
Alpaca and a cat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
No,
think
you gotta
like
get.
horses can have like
dog.
llamas get along with horses or like
Yeah.
goats and there's goats and another one. Kind of mix and match.
Yeah. No, they'll get along. It's just that alpaca, they really like, I think they really like their own
Oh,
species
okay.
with them. I don't know if you had a llama, if they would consider that like close
Part
enough.
of it?
They'd be like,
Yeah.
well, it's almost an alpaca, but
What's
or
the
not.
difference of an alpaca and a llama?
So there's, so
Just
llamas are bigger,
Okay.
taller. They are used in a different, like, so whereas alpacas, most people have them for their fiber. Llamas are used as pack animals because they have bigger stature, and they're also used as guard animals. So people will have a llama to guard their herd of sheep or their herd of alpaca. Because they have just had kind of a fiercer personalities.
Oh, I heard they can fight off coyotes.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're pretty. That's why people have them.
Yeah.
And so and their faces, like, they just look different. Like, their faces they're not as like fluffy.
Yeah.
Their ears aren't as fluffy. If you look at like
It's
alpaca
not the
versus
way you're
llama,
cutting their hair though. before we go for a walk.
Okay.
What? So you said you didn't want to go back to your job, to your job. What was your job? That's not
well,
depressing,
okay.
but that's that's
Yeah,
another
I had
question.
like quite a I had like a number of different jobs. I just have like an arts degree. I have actually a degree in cinema studies.
Oh, fun, cool.
So I had a number of really interesting different jobs, like in my 20s and yeah, up to, I guess, in my 20s. So the job that I was at prior to my maternity leave was working at SGS, which is in Lakefield. It's a metallurgical facility. I work for SGS Mineral Services, which is like, they do like metallurgy, mineralogy, and like analytical. So it's like they do testing for mining companies.
Okay.
So yeah, so
I
I
think
worked.
I have seen it.
I worked in the sales and marketing
Arts
department.
and CSGS.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
don't go together. Okay.
It's a very interesting, like, I learned a lot when I worked there. It was interesting, but it wasn't a career path that I like saw myself continuing in. And I was in the sales and marketing department. Like, I'm not a metallurgist, I'm not a scientist, so I wanted to be outside, and I wanted to be doing something a little closer to the earth. Like, yeah. So yeah, I was ready to, and also, I mean, I think it was important to me also to be like home with my daughter.
Yes.
Like, I wanted a job or something where I could mostly spend my time with her in her early years.
Yeah.
I didn't want to return to a full-time job that would take me out of the house and away from her. So
Good. Here I'm thinking of my children that I didn't bring.
oh yeah.
Should have
Well,
brought.
that's okay.
Oh man. It's anyways, I don't want to talk about today. Today that we're interviewing for jobs, I thought I'm gonna quit every one of my jobs.
Oh yeah.
I can't keep working.
Yeah.
I had all my jobs today. I did Zumba. I did.
Oh, fun! I want to come to one of your Zumba classes sometime.
Well, you know what? We have that event tomorrow. Feel free to come to that.
Yeah, I have the thing is I just have alpaca walks all the time, so it's hard to. Yeah, I mean, I do take the odd day off, so I'm just gonna keep watching, and if it happens to align with the day that you're doing it.
Well, we do have classes.
Yeah.
Weekly,
Okay.
On the weeknight.
Okay.
Like 6:30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, the silver game.
Yeah. Okay.
So
And you work for
those are
Lufthansa as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lufthansa. It's a German airline.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm familiar with.
That is. You're familiar with it.
Yeah.
Did
Well,
you
as I
work
said,
there too?
my partner's a airline captain, so.
Oh, of course, yes, of course. You know.
But, yeah.
Does he fly for like Air Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah.
The flight benefits are excellent.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I'm still there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I know someone else that
whenever I
works for
think
them
of
too.
quitting, I'm like, oh, but I want to go to like Thailand, and I want to do big long trips before I quit. We did Morocco.
Oh, did you? Oh,
yeah.
good for you.
The first year I was there,
Mhm.
and I had no kids.
Right. I know.
So-
Silly old COVID is stopping all that.
There was no COVID, no kids. We were single. I mean,
the
we
time
were
to
not
travel.
single. We had just gotten married,
Mhm.
so it was the perfect time. We
Mhm.
went to Barcelona, and then we like the train down to the beach,
Mhm.
and then can't remember the name, and then took a boat into Morocco.
Oh, that's amazing.
And then
That sounds
traveled through
incredible
there.
trip. Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, I traveled a lot too before I had kids,
Oh, good.
which was great. I'm really glad I did it.
Yeah.
Because it's different. Like, I travel with, like, my sister lives in
You're
Nicaragua.
single?
Yeah.
Time to travel.
Yeah.
That's my next step for these videos.
Oh,
I want to make it a traveling,
Oh, yeah.
a traveling
Mhm.
TripAdvisor kind of thing.
Oh, cool.
But of local
Yeah.
stores.
Yeah, my sister lives in Nicaragua, so when it's not COVID, I get to go and visit her with my kids.
Are your kids fluent in Spanish?
No, I wish we were.
Yeah,
Every time
your
I go and I
cousins
come
are?
back, I'm gonna learn Spanish before the next time I go, and then I don't.
No.
My daughter does Duolingo pretty,
It
yeah,
works.
she
I heard
does it
works.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, for French, she does French and Spanish, and then I think she was doing Japanese too, which is kind of funny. I don't know how far she got.
Yeah, kids are gonna be multilingual. Like,
Mhm.
they're gonna start becoming multilingual because there's so many ways to learn. So.
Yeah, yeah. Do you speak Spanish at home to your
Yes.
son all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I say I don't understand English. So
Oh.
I don't know what you're saying. he tries because he knows now that it bothers me that they speak English to me. So I just say, I don't know. No, no entiendo. So he switches back.
Where did you did you move to Canada from?
Yes, Mexico.
Oh, from Mexico.
From
Okay,
Mexico,
yeah.
Mexico. Yes. You don't know that. Maybe people know yet.
Oh,
Is that a fish?
that's the airplane again. What the heck?
Maybe is it not? Maybe your husband trying to
No.
play a game with you. That's fair.
No, I know. I keep like seeing if there's like a message written, like
I love you.
trailing a message like "I love you." Yeah, he would do that.
Is it
Actually,
not your anniversary today?
no, he's in Barrie. He lives in Barrie. He's in Barrie today.
That's far.
Yeah, I know.
Does he?
He comes here when he his kids are in Barrie, so yeah,
Okay.
and my kids are here, so we just
See,
make it work.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, it's a long drive.
Mhm.
A long drive. That was sort of where I was heading with work and life balance. You ended up coming from a job that maybe you were gonna have to work 8 hours
Yeah.
into something that you can actually do from home.
Yes.
Live life.
Yeah.
Enjoy life.
Yeah. Yeah. Although,
Enjoy
as
all
anyone
the
who owns their own
things.
business knows, is like, and also any farmer knows, the work is actually never over. Like, I'm out here at 9 o'clock at night, like locking animals up, filling up waters, like, it's, and then at lambing time, I'm like out in the barn all night checking for lambs, or if there's an animal that's injured or something, then you're just like, it is.
Yeah.
I love that I get to set my own schedule in terms of the walk. Like, I just kind of plan it around, I
Your
offer
life,
a fair amount, but I can plan it around my family schedule. But it's, I do work most weekends and
Most of the time.
a lot of the time. So.
Yeah. So that makes
But I am like working out. Like, I do have, I feel like, a good work-life balance. I mean, the thing is I don't really consider them separate from each other, kind of. Like,
work and
I
life
feel
is
like,
the same for you.
yeah, it's like integrated. And, and I think with farming, it's even like that's part of what farming is like. It is integrated with, like, it's not separate from your life. It is just part of your life. And like the walks are just part of my life and part of what I do. And, if my kids come out and ask me a question, then that's just part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not
Well,
a
and
big
in
deal.
doing so, you probably are teaching your kids a lot. Because I think kids learn a lot from nature. Like, even when your daughter was, you homeschooled her, so she was 6.
Grade 6, yeah.
Yeah, so she has, I don't know, I think, I like my farm life sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
I
I
didn't grow up a farmer. I never even considered becoming a farmer. But the more people I meet that live in farms, not necessarily farm for profit, but for themselves, or like you said that you heard that saying that garden
the vegetable,
for other people.
vegetable gardening,
Like, that seems to be more, I don't know, rewarding.
Yeah,
or
it's very,
calm.
yeah.
At least you're maybe calmer than when somebody going crazy.
Well, when you sit
Like
down
me.
to eat,
Hunched over. Yeah.
Well, it's very rewarding to like sit down to a meal and know that you grew everything that is on your plate, like all your food that you're eating for dinner, you grew yourself. It's nice.
Yeah.
But you have an
your own
amazing
meat?
garden. I saw your garden.
Well, you did not see my peppers because they did not grow.
I know. Well, you know what? Nobody's peppers did that great. Actually, there's some peppers in this big garden over here that actually did well. But no, you know what? Every year is different.
Coming out.
I should give you some chilies
Thank
out
you.
of my garden. Yeah.
It's happening. Yeah, because we were gonna interview you before for nature, and wellness. But then
we got really busy.
well, work and wellness.
Yeah.
It's all really, like as you said, it all.
Yeah.
You
Well, my
have
work
it all.
is nature,
you have
so,
the
yeah.
whole thing, the whole wellness package is in your farm. You got nature, you got alpaca.
Oh wow.
So this is only about a quarter of the full
Okay.
coat that they would have on.
When it's long, is it like tight like this?
It
or
is,
more
yeah.
shaggy?
No,
Oh,
it's
okay.
it always looks like their body's right there. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you put your fingers in and you're like,
4
oh,
inches,
actually,
though, that's
yeah. Like so, imagine like putting your fingers like to here
Oh my
down.
goodness.
Yeah.
So warm. Are alpacas from Canada?
No, they're South American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've only been in Canada since the 80s.
Okay.
But they've been domesticated in South America for 5,000 years.
Yes.
So a very long time.
Yeah, because you usually, well, I don't know. I relate them to Peru.
Yeah, yeah. People often see them at Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
Right.
But they're also in Bolivia, apparently Ecuador, Argentina, Chile.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like right where all those.
So, if you come and you get your own experience, what would happen?
So when people come, they're sort of in this small enclosure here, which is not where they live during other times. They
The
live in this big
alpacas
field.
are-
Yeah, so the alpacas
there.
are in here.
Yeah.
And then people come and they get some treat bags to feed them some treats. They come and meet them, learn a little bit about them, learn about their names and sort of their different personalities, and then they choose which one they want to take out on a walk. And so then they get these halters and leashes put on them. So if anybody over 6 can walk their own if they choose to.
Yeah,
Children under 6, I recommend walking with a parent.
of course.
And then we go for quite a long walk, like into 4 different fields.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And
Look at the fields.
the alpacas, depending on the season, they do different things. Like in the summer and at this time of year, they eat a lot of grass while we're out there.
Yeah.
And obviously in the winter, there's nothing for them to eat out there, so we move a little faster. Yeah, so we do a walk and then come back here and
That's lovely.
feed
That's a
them some
good
more, and
little.
that's about it. Yeah.
Well, that's perfect. You get a full walk in nature
Yeah,
with
and I
an
mean,
alpaca.
people, obviously, like the chickens are around. There's ducks around as well.
Yeah.
There's sheep. When we're out on the walk, we go by the sheep and the horse.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. Well, come get your experience at Wanderlust Alpacas.
Wonderlight. Yeah.
Wonderlight. Oh my goodness. I'll cut that. Wonderlight Alpacas. Come get your experience at Wonderlight Alpacas with Kate, and this guy what's his
That's
name?
Cartwright.
Cartwright
Cartwright.
and
Puck.
Puck,
Hugh.
Hugh,
Oberon.
Oberon, and
And Cassidy. And Heaven and Briar.
lovely. Thank you for watching. See you later.